What's the deal, family? It's your boy Red Show, and today we got another banger for y'all, man. So look, today we talking about Piers Morgan versus Ice Cube, the full interview, which appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored. All right, so essentially, if you don't know why he's here, what's been going on, pretty much Ice Cube put out not a cryptic video, but he put out a video where he was talking about the powers that be and being a part of the club and, them trying to, hold him down. And because he doesn't want to be a part of that club because he's Ice Cube is a natural rebel to all the powers that be. So he made this video, and I talked about that a little bit more in this, video right here. Came out a week ago. Go check that one out. Also tied into the whole Jamie Foxx situation. Make sure to go watch that. But he put out this video, and they got a lot of people talking. They started bringing up Kanye and Kyrie Irving, and then they started bringing up the NBA and all these different Adam Silver, and then it started getting into a bigger and bigger and bigger conversation. And then we can also look at the whole Trump situation that happened. I think that was like a year or two ago. So pretty much Ice Cube's been in the public eye talking about all types of different things in terms of government, in terms of presidency, in terms of, the big three, in terms of the NBA, in terms of the powers that be, and being a part of the club or not being a part of the club and rebelling against it. And now he's on Piers Morgan. So we will check this out. I also did another video on Piers Morgan, literally just dropped it yesterday, and that was him and his co-host struggling to debate against Pearl Davis, aka Just Pearly Things. Go check that out as well. And let's get straight into this one and see how this interview goes.
And I'm joined now by Ice Cube. Well, Ice Cube, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's great to have you.
It's good to be here.
A bona fide legend.
Oh, thank you.
You like being called a legend?
It's cool. It's cool. It's interesting because I'm still here, and I still feel like I got so much to do. So it's nice.
You were born O'Shea Jackson. Who actually calls you O'Shea?
My mom, my pops, my wife, my brothers and sisters sometimes, but mostly everybody call me Cube.
Is O'Shea different to Cube?
Yeah.
In what way?
O'Shea's my real name, and when I hear that, I'm either looking for my family or a check. Call me O'Shea.
I like that.
You got a check. And Cube is what my friends been calling me since I was 12 years old.
Let me ask you this. There's been a lot of stuff about the state of the world, about the state of America. Where do you see things right now?
I think people are very polarized in all kind of ways. People are afraid to speak out because of the cancel culture that we have today. So I just think, people are afraid and they're running to their corners, In
a way, it is a cancel culture. It behaves.
I 100% agree. I believe cancel culture is a cancer within itself. It's almost ironic that he said that because that fits exactly into what it is. I hate cancel culture. You guys know this. If you've been watching me on my original channel, my first channel, Rare Soul Worldwide, you know how I feel about cancel culture. It's disgusting and I hate it. And I think it's a lot of fear mongering that comes with that. And it's a lot of, you can't say this because I don't like it. And then on the opposite end is, well, you can't say this because I don't like it. And then again, you have all these people who are literally running, you got to pick a side. If you don't pick a side, people are looking at you more weird. People are looking at you crazy if you don't pick a side rather than if you do. So then you got people that are just jumping to these extreme ideas and extreme ideologies because their side is saying, well, this is what we believe, right? So because you identify with that side or that side of things or that side of life, now you're going to agree with the extreme opinions just because that's the polarization of society nowadays. You either agree with everything over here or you agree with everything over there. There is no room for in between. If you start saying you're in between, people are going to find a way to put you on one side either way. You could be 100% in the middle, agree with some things over here, some things over here, but no matter what, somebody's good. The people on those ends are gonna try to box you into one of those ends, regardless of it, regardless of how you actually feel. Let's continue.
Behaves like that.
It does, because it makes not only the person that's getting canceled, they're trying to shut them up, but anybody's watching now, they shut up because they say, if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to me. So by smashing somebody who says something that you might not like and canceling them, it actually reverberates throughout the whole community, and everybody now is watching what they say all the time.
Well, see, what's the answer to this? Because I think it's crazy that in a democracy like the United States, like the United Kingdom, that people are too frightened to speak their mind, to say what they think. What do we do about this?
I think you say what you want to say, and to hell with the consequences.
Exactly.
You
I
gotta
agree.
be willing to fight for your rights and fight for what you believe in. And if you're a person who believes in freedom of speech, you have
Yes.
to fight and say what you feel and let the chips fall where they may, and stand on that. And you know, it may not be an easy road, but I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said, and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this
Yes.
when that guy was there, or when I was there, I should have said that and I didn't.
We can
That
definitely-
haunts you more.
You can definitely say,
I 100% agree with that. Think about, this is just normal life. Think about anytime you're in an argument with somebody, or maybe not an argument, but let's say a debate, or maybe like an intensified discourse about something, right? It might not even be a debate. It might just be an intense discourse about a certain topic. It could even be, maybe you're on a date with the girl, or if you're a girl watching, maybe you're on a date with the guy or something, or whatever. You're just on a date with somebody else, right? And then maybe 2 hours after the fact, after you guys separate and you leave from that debate, that argument, that date, that whatever it is, and then you go, man, I should have said that, or if I said that, this would have went this way, or I wish I said that, I wish I didn't hold back. That feeling is worse than actually saying it and that person having a negative response to what you say. Or even a positive, even better if they have a positive response, then you got a positive response. But to hold it back and not say nothing always hurts way more. So it's better to just let it out. Let it out. Stand on business. Stand for something or fall for anything. I think that's Malcolm X. Stand for something or fall for anything. And so have conviction. Stand on business. You know what I mean? Stand on the business and do what you got to do. And say what you got to say, because no matter what, there's never 100% of people are going to agree with anything you say, no matter who you talking to. You can say love everybody, and there's gonna be 10% of people like, nah, I'm cool. No matter what. So there's nothing you can say the most positive thing in the world. You should always say hi to people. Nope, there's gonna be people that don't agree with that. You should have love in your heart. There's gonna be people that got hate in their heart. It is what it is. So say what you feel, say how you say, because at the end of the day, it's your life that you gotta live. So live it to your fullest, live it to your fullest potential and your fullest truth.
hey, what the hell do you like on this show? It's called Uncensored for a reason.
Well, that's why I'm here, man. That's
You've
what
always
I'm
been
all about.
uncensored. Let me ask you this. Is America more racist or less racist than when you were a kid?
I think it's pretty much the same, because it's institutionalized, and the institution takes on different faces, so to speak. But I don't know if racism in the financial sector has gotten any better. We still have a hard time getting capital when we need it. We still have a hard time having that access to those currency streams that's out there, and so it affects us in the same way. In 1865, black people own maybe 1 or 2% of America, and I believe we're still in that same place.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's barely changed.
I didn't know that.
In some ways, it's
Interesting
gotten worse.
statistic.
I mean worser, but it's gotten worse. I think the Coroner Commission did something in 1968 about the poverty in America and how it affects all the people, and we're worse than we were in 1968.
Wow.
The last rapper that I interviewed in this very studio was Kanye West.
Yeah.
You've had a wobbly.
I don't know the stats behind the whole 1968 and we're worse now than we are then. The one thing I do know is there was a lot more, I feel like there was a lot more pride in being black in America at that time. You know, we carried ourselves, you know, wearing suits all the time, even though that was the natural, you know, way to dress too, to an extent back then for most men. But you know, we carried ourselves wearing nice clothing, nice suits, and things of that nature, and you know, had a certain level of respect for ourselves because of the situations that they were in that were so negative and bad. It was almost like having to prove yourself to everybody. So in those aspects, I can see why we were potentially better off, because there had to be a lot more intense focus on becoming better to break those barriers that were holding us back. And now we don't have those barriers, so now there's not necessarily a need to, you know, hold yourself to this certain standard, which, you know, I wish we could have both, where we have that same standard of respect for ourselves, and you know, these barriers are broken down to where we are at now, you know. So I wish we were still where we at now, but with that same level of respect and understanding for ourselves and each other. Anyways, let's continue.
The relationship with him, but you're back on track. I read that you saw him, in fact, a few days ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. I mean, we were always cool. You know, he spoke my name without really explaining what he meant, and I just really couldn't leave that statement out there without, you know, he never explained what he meant. And so I had to, you know, kind of rebut that. But since then we've talked, and I think Ye understands that generalizing will always get you in more hot water than being very specific. You know, you can,
because I haven't really seen much
specific.
of him since I interviewed him. He's kind of disappeared. I mean, how is he? How's he dealing with what's happened to him?
I believe he's doing great. You know, he's still, you know, dealing with some people trying to hold on to his money. But for the most part, I believe he's in a good space. I think he's, you know, learned a lot from this past year, and you know, hopefully he'll come out better on the other side.
When you saw some of the crazier things he was saying, the anti-Semitic statements he was making, what did you feel as someone who knew him well? What did you feel about that? I
felt that if he was really upset with specific people, that the message he was saying would kind of hijack what he's really upset about, you know, and you know, that's kind of what happened. You just can't generalize. You have to be specific, especially if you're talking about anybody, any race of people. You have to be specific on who exactly you're talking about. Yeah.
Let's talk about the music industry. Huge amount of attention being given to artificial intelligence now.
Yeah.
Clearly it has awesome power, not least to replicate how people like you would make music. What do you feel about that?
I think it's terrible. I think it's gonna make people lazier, less creative. You know, could you imagine if an actor, like if I decided not to do a sequel and the movie company said, we have the rights to your likeness.
Right.
We're gonna put you in this sequel whether
that's
you want to
crazy.
be or not, because
Right.
we have the right to. So now they use AI to put Ice Cube in a movie I don't want to be in, saying things I don't want to say and doing things I wouldn't do. So to me, that's terrible. Or taking an artist that's passed away and having them do a new song with lyrics that they may not agree with. it's just, it's a slip.
We are entering the Matrix, dog. The Matrix is coming, bro. Remember, the Matrix is all artificial. It ain't real. Remember that. Anything can be created in the Matrix. It's not a real place. The Matrix is a computer program that recreates reality. And if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life. Kind of shit like. Yeah, we entering a real. Like it almost just like I almost just had that moment of like, damn, like we really about to be in the Matrix, bro. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. We about to be there, bro. AI, bro. Everything is gonna be fake. It's not gonna be real no more. But you gonna perceive it as real. AR, AI, all this stuff, bro. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But the AI, artificial intelligence, make sure if you're a creative, if you work in the entertainment industries and all that, make sure you're reading your contracts, understanding, like he said, using your likeness, understanding what that means and what that entails. Okay? Protect yourself and be mindful of all these things.
Free slope that will hurt us more than it will help us.
Is there a benefit that you can see where you could use AI to enhance what you do?
I mean, we use, automation here and there to help advance and make us sound better. But, once you take the paintbrush out of the painter's hand, is it really a painting from him?
I love that. I love that
Well, it's an
statement.
interesting question, isn't it?
I love that
I
statement.
mean, I don't know.
Like if somebody does a Ice Cube AI song, how could it be an Ice Cube song? It's an artificial. It's like a mannequin or a puppet, or that's how I look at it. It's not real.
Do you think it's going to kill us all, artificial intelligence? I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking before he died. And I said, what's the biggest threat to mankind? He said, when artificial intelligence learns to self-design. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think
I agree.
It's already figuring us out in a lot of different ways. I've heard that it's learned how to lie.
Yeah.
This is the, in every science fiction movie, this is the beginning of the end.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
If you knew it was about to end, what would you do on your last day? You've got 24 hours to live.
Hug my family, love them, explain to them how much I care about them. Pray to my maker, and prepare myself to meet him.
Would you have a last meal?
Probably so. Yeah.
What would you have?
Everything I could stuff in my mouth.
You're not going to worry about anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm getting all the dopamine possible on the last 24 hours. I am going on a dopamine treasure hunt, bro. What are we talking about? Last 24 hours, I am doing everything that makes me purely happy. That is it. I don't care about nothing else. Every dopamine rush possible. That's it.
Yeah, I'll be probably sick off everything on that day.
You turned down a $9 million movie role in 2021 because you wouldn't take the COVID vaccine. It was being mandated in Hollywood at the time. Any regrets? It's a lot of money.
Not at all. Not one regret.
You know my thought when I heard that story? You must be even richer than I think you are.
I mean, everybody can use $9 million. I don't care how rich they think they are. Everybody can use that money. I could have used that money. My family could have used that money. But I felt like, your health is worth more than all the money in the world. Because if you had all the money in the world and you wasn't healthy, you would use that money to get healthy. So,
Thanks.
To me, it was an experimental drug, and they had no time to really see the long-term effects like most. Now, I'm vaccinated. I've been vaccinated when I was a kid, but these are drugs that have been tested for decades, and
I 100% and I am on the same train as Ice Cube with this one. If you don't know what that means, then I don't know what to tell you. You need to, I don't know, read the room or something. I'm on the same exact train.
Pretty much most of the side effects.
I mean, ultimately, I felt about COVID vaccines that once it was established against what they initially thought, that you could still transmit the virus whether you were vaccinated or not, to me it becomes a personal choice. Then it's down to you.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, the pharmaceutical companies made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, they got y'all.
Businesses closed. You know,
They got y'all.
It's like an incentive.
They got y'all and your business.
Even when things are not going right, to keep going. It's kind of like the war machine. You know, if you make the bullets and the Band-Aids, you're going to always want to be in war because it's profitable.
Have you worked out who you're going to vote for next year?
No.
It's what we would call in Britain a Hobson's choice.
What's that mean?
It means it doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to get screwed. I mean,
Wow.
Joe Biden looks like he barely knows what day it is. Donald Trump might be in a prison cell. So if that's the choice, what does it say about America?
That, you know, America needs to re-examine where we are, where we're going, who we want to lead us, and what kind of country we actually want to be. You know, a lot of choices. You know, I've become independent in all this because I like to sit back and see, you know, who's really gonna be the best choice.
I agree.
Unfortunately, the choices are not always top notch, so to speak.
Have you thought of running yourself?
Oh, I would never run.
There might be
I
a
would
vacancy now. Kanye
Nah,
ceded the territory.
Man, how I see politics is like this, and it's been like this for some years now, like a good amount of time, bro. Like I've been like this. I see it as like, imagine it's like the sports, like whatever sports you like to watch, football, basketball, soccer, whatever it is. And imagine the two teams that are playing in the finals, right? The last game for the championship. And there's two teams that you could care less about because your team is not in the finals, right? It's just two teams. Two teams you don't hate, you don't love. They're just there, right? But you still want to see but you just want to see a good game. Boxing match, you don't care who wins. It's like that. That's how I see it. I watch is like fully objectively watch it. I don't care who is. It's about that person had a better fight. They deserve to win. That person had a better fight. They deserve to win. That's how I see it. Because it's the polarization again. Right? Everything's so extreme. I can't really rock with that all the way. We're all rock with that all the way. Because some of them things is too extreme. So I'm going to just kick back. And I hope we got a good game. And I hope, you know, the rightful winner comes out on top.
Nah, I don't want to be a politician, you know. They can king me. Make me king, I'll be a king.
Well, actually, I always felt if it hadn't been for King George III being so useless, you could still have the monarchy here, and it could be King Piers. I mean, right? Maybe I could share the throne with you. Yeah. King Piers and King Cube. What do you think?
Hey, I think it's only room for one king, man. You know what I'm saying?
Are you telling me to move aside, eh? All right, I'll cede monarchical power to King Cube, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, man. That was it. Piers Morgan versus Ice Cube, the full interview. I love the discourse, man. They had a mature. That's how you have a mature, like, solid conversation. Like, you could tell Piers was like showing that mutual respect. Like, this is Ice Cube, buddy. He called him a legend in the beginning, like all of that. So he showed him a lot of respect. And despite coming from two completely different backgrounds and different places, they had a good conversation that, you know, a lot of times when you have people that come together like this, those conversations go left and they go in different types of ways than how this one went. So that was dope to see that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the commentary. Let me know how you feel about it. Send me more topics, things you want me to discuss, things you enjoy. Hit that like button and subscribe. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Remember to keep it real. Real's rare and real always reaches everyone. Next time. Peace.